Good evening.
I love watching old TV shows and adverts. Even more so than film, they have the ability to transport you back to the time they were broadcast. Maybe it's something to do with their relative smallness, their budgets and constraints. They have an intimacy to them. Have you been stuck for something to watch lately? If you're anything like me, you're always on the hunt for something on screen to fill the empty void. Well, fear not, today I'm going to talk about a few old horror programmes that are well worth your time. And by old, I mean the newest series I'm going to talk about began in 1980, nothing later than that. Oh, and you can find all of these pretty easily online, or if not, on good old-fashioned DVD. Okay, let's take things in chronological order, starting with... Alfred Hitchcock Presents, 1955 to 1965. Alfred Hitchcock, the director of Psycho, The Birds, Vertigo, Rear Window, etc., produces and hosts our first show. The initial introduction I got to this was from The Simpsons' Treehouse of Horror 3, and I suspect that's true of most people my age.
Good evening.
Hitchcock introduces each episode in his own deadpan way.
Did you ever have the feeling that you were being watched?
And the series mixes elements of horror, drama and mystery. My two favourite episodes are both episode 17 of their respective seasons. The first is season 1, episode 17, The Older Sister, a story about Lizzie Borden, the infamous axe murderess. The second comes from right at the end of the series, season 10, episode 17, An Unlocked Window, in which young nurses are terrorised by a serial killer. Number 2, The Twilight Zone, 1959 to 1964.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension.
The Twilight Zone has been resurrected various times, and these versions have always been, in my opinion, a bit rubbish. And perhaps the less said about the tragic consequences of the 1983 movie, the better, but the original is an absolute classic. I remember making the doo-doo-doo-doo noise as a kid when weird or spooky things happened. Before I'd ever even seen an episode, it became that ubiquitous. Hosted by the fantastic Rod Serling, normally with a cigarette in hand, this show has, like our last entry, probably been made familiar to most people by The Simpsons. I recommend Season 1, Episode 22, The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street, Season 2, Episode 5, The Howling Man, Season 3, Episode 4, The Passerby, Season 3, Episode 10, The Midnight Sun, Season 5, Episode 26, I Am the Night, Colour Me Black. Can you tell I love this show? I could just recommend 100 episodes to you. This is one of those programmes where there are very few weak entries. You mostly can't go wrong. Number 3, Night Gallery, 1970 to 1973. We're sticking with Mr. Serling for his other horror series, Night Gallery, which you may well be familiar with through, you guessed it, The Simpsons. This time we're in full colour. Rod introduces us to each episode through the use of a painting hanging in his supernatural gallery. I recommend the very first episode, The Cemetery, starring a young Roddy McDowall. Number 4, Thriller, 1973 to 1976. There are two different series called Thriller, one American and one British. Here I'm talking about the British one, which I think is the better show. As a quick aside, the American one was hosted by horror legend Boris Karloff. If you want to check it out, try Season 1, Episode 36, Pigeons from Hell. What a title. Anyway, Thriller mainly features stories set around London. I love the opening credits. They show locations from the stories photographed through a fisheye lens with eerie music over the top. It's a really distinct, jarring way to start a show. I actually only watched this for the first time a few months ago. I found it randomly on YouTube and gave it a go, and I really, really recommend it. It's passed loads of time for me through quarantine. This is Corona, by the way. This is Corona times if you're watching this in the future. I recommend Season 1, Episode 3, Someone at the Top of the Stairs. Number 5, Tales of the Unexpected, 1979 to 1988. Hosted by everyone's favourite childhood author, Roald Dahl, Tales of the Unexpected episodes normally feature some kind of strange twist in the tale. It's a show perhaps better described as horror adjacent rather than straight horror, but it should definitely appeal to fans of the macabre. The stories generally take place in modern, realistic settings and are often darkly comic. I recommend Season 1, Episode 5, The Landlady, and Season 3, Episode 1, The Flypaper. On to our last entry for today, number 6, Hammer House of Horror. Hammer House of Horror was an anthology series created by Hammer Films, the company that brought us classics such as Dracula, Curse of Frankenstein, and their numerous sequels. There were only 13 episodes made, and they're all pretty strong. I particularly recommend Episode 8, Children of the Full Moon, and Episode 12, The Two Faces of Evil. Also, Peter Cushing shows up in Episode 7, The Silent Scream. That concludes my list for today. I'll try and put all the information down in the description so you can check everything out easily. If you do watch anything I've recommended, let me know what you thought of it. I'd be really interested to hear. Happy viewing and see you again soon. Bye bye.